Off of the island and into the man cave, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's the Sports View with the crew. I'm Glenn Allgood.
I'm Brother Jarrell. Guys, appreciate y'all listening to Inspiration 1680 WOKB and 100.7 FM Kissimmee. We are the heart, soul of the community and your gospel music headquarters. Definitely want to do that. Also, you can check us out on the web at WOKBradio.com. You can also download the WOKB app to your mobile phone, and you can also check us out on the TuneIn app. And if you want to get in on the conversation here at the station, you can give us a call here at the station, 407-894-1680. That's 407-894-1680. And if you want to see why me and Glenn have a face for radio, you can check us out on WOKB's Facebook page and also YouTube channel. And if they haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, Glenn, what?
Do it right now.
Right now.
Do it right now.
I don't understand why you ain't done it. I don't understand why you would not want to see the actual man cave with me and Glenn in the building. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to watch that. Take us everywhere.
And be a part of it.
Be a part of it, man. You know, like and subscribe, all that stuff they say. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
So, it's also, Glenn, November the 14th.
Which is?
National Pickle Day.
National Pickle Day. Okay.
I love pickles.
You do?
I love pickles. I always have. And let me tell you something. Pickle juice, if you ever get charter horses, take a shot of pickle juice.
But yeah.
It gone.
Yeah. I've heard of that.
No, it works.
No, so pickle juice works?
Yes. It absolutely works for all kind of cramps.
Pickle juice.
Pickle juice.
Okay.
But I just love pickles, bro. Always love pickles.
You love them a lot?
I love them a lot. They are on my grocery list all the time.
Any particular type of pickle that you like over another?
No, not really. Pickles. Long they done.
Remember the sweet pickles?
No.
You don't remember the sweet pickles?
No. I had the dill pickle in the sandwich bag. Remember we used to be in the jar at the stove, at the corner store?
That's way back.
How
much did they cost? $0.25?
I think it was like $0.25.
Yeah.
It was right next to the pickle pig feet and the pickle eggs and
green
the sausage.
pickle.
And the sausage.
You like the taste, the sour taste of it? Yeah, I remember the red sausage.
In the
jar.
In the jar, and they used to get it in the sandwich bag.
Yeah, they put it.
You had some when you came out the stove.
Oh man, either that or the hot sausage.
The hot sausage, yeah.
God,
honey bun, hot sausage, honey bun, and knee-high peach.
I think that must have been universal because in Miami we had the same thing.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's also I never tried this.
What?
It's National Spicy Guacamole Day.
I love guacamole. I don't know about spicy guacamole. I can't see spicy guacamole.
Yeah.
How does that look?
I have no idea.
Do you like guac?
I do. And I like avocados.
Yeah, I love avocado.
Yeah,
I'm from Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also National Family PJ Day.
The whole family in PJs?
Whole family
in
PJs.
Yeah, that's pretty comfortable. When it gets cold.
Do you have PJs?
Yeah.
What kind of is they matching?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got a nice couple sets of them. I got dolphin PJs.
Do you wear PJs on the regular?
No, because I'm a hot kind of guy. So no, not on the regular. No.
Just a shirt.
Nobody does. Yeah, but when company comes around or when it gets cool enough to wear them, I'll wear them.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, it ain't cold enough in Florida for PJs. Nobody wears PJs.
I do.
With shorts, wearing shorts and T-shirts.
I do.
You have PJs every night?
Pretty much.
So you got a shirt like Dick Van Dyke PJs?
Yeah.
with a shirt and pants and everything.
Yeah.
You got shoes too?
Mine's is Dolphins are.
You got shoes too?
Yeah. I got Dolphins and also the Orlando Magic PJs.
Every night you wear pajamas?
Pretty much.
You sleep in them?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. And whatever PJs I have on, that's what house shoes I have right next to the bed.
Every night? Doesn't matter if nobody else is there but you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Ladies, y'all hear it, right?
No, they don't need to hear nothing about my sleeping time. Also, it's National Seatbelt Day, and that's the most important day. I think we all have always said. I mean, we always say
seatbelts saved my life.
Seatbelts Seatbelt save lives.
I was coming home from taking my sister Kim to school. I had just actually I dropped out of Florida A&M to go home to see about Glenn. Glenn was a newborn baby, and I took Kim to school. And as I was coming back, somebody went to sleep behind the wheel of their car on I-95, and my brakes locked on me. And that's the first time I experienced a car twirling. My car spun around, and if I didn't have my seatbelts on, I'd have been thrown out some kind of way.
Oh,
but I had my man. When I stopped, I was looking at traffic coming at me.
Yeah, man. Scary.
Man, God is good.
He is.
Seatbelts are great too.
Yeah, my granddaughter.
Wear your seatbelts.
My granddaughter Skylar always say when you get in the car, and I don't do it, but if you pull off, and you know how the seatbelt thing is ding ding ding.
Right.
She be like, you don't hear the song, you don't hear the seatbelt song, you don't hear the seatbelt song. Why you don't have your seatbelt on?
They're teaching these kids all kind of neat stuff, man. Yeah. They're teaching them some really good stuff. That's probably something she learned. Yeah.
Yeah, so wear your seatbelt.
My daughter was the same way. When she was little, she made sure everybody had their seatbelts on in the car.
Yeah. And you rightly you should. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, listen. We chatted enough, Glenn.
Okay.
What was it, about 50 years ago?
Right.
This year?
50 years ago, exactly
1972.
Man.
And Columbus did not sell the Ocean Blue.
He did not.
He did not. But it's something that happened, man, about 50 years ago that just ain't been done. Somebody's trying to get close, but it has not been done.
17-0.
17-0. Our Miami Dolphins did the perfect season, and this is why we celebrate, and this is how we celebrate.
Shed tears for them Dolphins. Spent $12 on a beer for them Dolphins. Hit the road for them Dolphins. Sore throat screaming in the cold for them Dolphins. It's bait for them Dolphins. Give me some pads, coach, I go play for them Dolphins. I'm in denial for them Dolphins. Watching losing seasons with a smile for them Dolphins. But it's all cause I'm a fan. You ain't down with the squad, then you wouldn't understand.
Tampa Bay don't hate. Jacksonville don't hate.
Tampa, Philly.
Y'all don't hate. Y'all don't hate.
All thing y'all gotta do is send it to Glenn. If y'all got something that rivals what we be coming up with here in the man cave when it comes to them Dolphins, when it comes to them Canes, all that, send it. We'll run it.
That thing is fire.
We will run it. If it matches up or even come close, we'll run it. But until that,
crazy about them Dolphins.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I go in about them Dolphins. Yeah. Spend $12 on that bill for them. Nah,
yeah.
But
that's a lot.
That's a lot, bro. That might be cheap right now.
I never really acquired a taste for the beverage.
No.
Never.
I can't say that. But anyway, so we're going to start on that, man. The Miami Dolphins 39 and the Cleveland Browns 17.
Yep.
Tua was absolutely phenomenal. He was 25 of 32, Glenn, 285 yards and 3 touchdowns and no INTs, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Jacoby Brissett, who played on the bad guy team, I call it the Browns.
Well, I mean, he used to be a Dolphin.
Last year he was. So they showed him mad love, you know. Anyway, but he was 22 of 35, 212 yards, Glenn, and 1 touchdown. Nick Chubb for the Browns, he had 11 carries.
And this is what I'm proud of.
And 1 touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Nick Chubb, 63 yards. He had he averaged almost 6 yards a carry, but we held him and Kareem Hunt to under 100 yards rushing.
That deserves a hand clap.
That's
praise.
Phenomenal right there.
Cause that's what they're known for. Them two is running backs. It's true.
The Miami backs. D gets the game ball from the sports view.
Yeah, both and the offensive line, man. The offensive line, they did a great job. And Wilson Jr. for the Miami Dolphins, he had 17 carries, Glenn?
Jeff Wilson Jr.
Yeah, Jeff Wilson Jr. He had 17 carries, 119 yards, and 1 INT. And also Mostert the other running back.
No, one TD. He had one TD.
He had one
He
TD.
said 190.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it was just great, man. It was great to see the Finns doing their thing. They are perfect 6-0 when Tua starts and finishes a game.
Mm-hmm.
He should be. It should be based on what we've seen in the last couple of weeks, and we'll get to it. The Buffalo Bills, probably Patrick Mahomes and Tua should be the top guys
For MVP?
For MVP.
MVP. Okay.
and also the young man from Philly.
Yeah,
For the-
Jalen Hurts. He
Jalen-
plays
Jalen
tonight.
Hurts. He plays
They,
tonight.
they play tonight.
What you think?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a good start. It'd probably be Jalen first because they haven't lost a game yet.
In your mind?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you got Jalen.
I got Jalen and Tua, and then probably Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, you got Tua over Patrick?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
After yesterday.
After yesterday?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's on a week by week basis.
Okay. We both that's what it is.
Right.
Week. Okay. So me and Glenn went with the Dolphins in our pick. And don't get it. I also beat Glenn again this week. I was 7-6 and Glenn was 6-7.
Mm-hmm.
So it really wasn't a great pick week for us. But it is what it is, and I'm coming up on him overall too. I'm a game behind him, so I'm closing up. And also Thursday night, Glenn, we Atlanta lost to Carolina, and that was just like one of those horrible Thursday night games. Mm-hmm. And then Tampa Bay went over to Germany, and they beat Seattle 21-16, and we both went with Seattle.
We both went with Seattle. I should have gone with Tom Terrific over in the hinterland of Germany. While they were there, Kurt Warner was one of the guys who called that game, and they showed footage of when he played for the Frankfurt Galaxy.
Yes, I remember
because
that.
it was the League of American Football in Europe.
Yeah.
And man, I forgot that they had been trying to export American football for a long time.
Yeah.
And Kurt Warner was the starting quarterback for the Frankfurt Galaxy.
Listen, if y'all want to see somebody who persevered and pressed through and on the other side was blessed, follow Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
His story.
Yeah.
It's crazy that even when he went to the Rams when they was in St. Louis,
yeah,
he was working in the grocery store.
Right. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember.
And they called him, and he led that the greatest show on turf.
The greatest show on turf.
And they won a Super Bowl.
One Super Bowl, yeah.
And he's in the Hall of Fame.
He should be.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And he loves God.
Kurt Warner is a Christian. He's a believer.
He is a
believer. Kurt Warner also, along with Troy Aikman, has the biggest hands in football. These dudes, have you ever seen
I never.
Kurt Warner's hands are unbelievable. They look like gloves.
I'm going to have to look now.
Yeah.
Never looked before.
Him and Troy Aikman.
But your boy, Tom Terrific, he's happy now.
Did you see that?
It looked like he's eating meat. He probably ate of his Venus Sister while he was over there
in Germany, in Munich.
Yeah, so
they love him over there.
I don't know why, but anyway, he was 22-29, 258 yards. 2 touchdowns and 1 INT.
Did you watch the game?
I did. And
so you saw Tampa played a good game.
No, they ran the ball. They finally ran the ball.
White and
Fournette
and
Leonard. But they ran the ball, and that's the thing, man. It's like, dude, it seemed like because you have Tom Brady on the team, like we got to be a passing team.
No, they
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but that's what they was doing up until this point.
So Tom Brady this is a fact that nobody knew. I found out yesterday. Tom Brady was leading the NFL in pass attempts. 44 attempts he averages a game. 44.
That's too many.
That's a lot
for an old dude.
That's a lot.
And then you don't
And
have
that makes your offense one-dimensional,
right.
And teams don't have to plan too much for you.
And then you don't have any consistency in the receiving room at the time, because you remember that
Godwin was out.
Hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only guy he had was Mike Evans.
Right, and he wasn't there every game.
It tripped me out that Julio was back.
He got suspended.
Yeah.
Mike Evans got suspended.
Yeah.
Julio, Godwin in and out. So it's just no consistency in that.
And
and
so yesterday, the running game helped to balance the attack out.
Yeah,
and I think it settled him because he was making some good throws yesterday.
Yeah, because now you still got Tom back there, but now you got to worry about Leonard and White.
And White, yeah.
So it's
shouts out to now, and that offensive line. They opened those were gaping holes that they were running through yesterday in Munich.
Yeah. So that
every time I say Munich, I think about Trans Europe, the Express.
God, dog. Why?
Or TEE.
Why would you think that? Man, and probably the game of the year, Glenn, up until this point, Minnesota 33, and your Buffalo Bills 30 in overtime with your MVP.
Josh Allen is the MVP. Listen, this is the if I shoulda woulda can't. I mean, you know what I love? I like.
What you like?
I like Minnesota's uniforms. That purple, they toned it down a little bit. Man, they look good. They look good together over in Buffalo. Buffalo had them. Josh Allen gave this game away single-handedly. How did he do it? With 3 turnovers. 2 interceptions and 1 fumble. They were all his fault.
Every last.
All 3 of them. No, the first interception was too.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the end zone. They were getting ready to score. Buffalo, they had this game. This was at home in Rich Stadium. Man, 80,000 screaming Buffalo fans, a bunch of Minnesota Vikings in there too. Did you see it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They traveled.
This was a football game.
Yeah.
They were packed inside of the stadium. Buffalo at 7-2, and Minnesota was at 7-1.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this was a great game. Kirk Cousins again managed this game. Man, Justin Jefferson. Now listen to me. At the beginning of the year, when we no. Everybody who listens to Sportsville and watches us, you guys know what I'm getting ready to say. At the beginning of the year, Jarrell asked me who the top receivers in the NFL would be, and I included the young man that wears the purple and the gold from Minnesota, Justin Jefferson. He said I was a nutcase. Okay. Justin Jefferson yesterday, 10 receptions, 193 yards, Jarrell.
And
193 yards.
Probably the catch of the season.
Did you see it?
Yeah. Because Kirk Cousins threw a horrible ball.
Horrible pass.
And he reached up, did the lean back with one hand, but this is the same time while the defender had 2 hands on the ball. He had 2 hands on the ball and grabs it, brings it down. But this game went to overtime again.
It did.
We talk about Josh Allen as his super uber quarterback.
He's talented.
And he trucking people, all this other stuff.
Listen, Buffalo had this game in hand if it were not for those 3 costly turnovers.
Right.
The first interception allowed Minnesota to get close.
Right.
To within I think it was 4 points. I think it was 27-23. And then they had the game in hand until they fumbled the ball in the end zone.
Because Kirk Cousins, they tried to go for it.
What would you have done?
They tried to go for it.
4th and 1.
And they ended up didn't get in.
They didn't make it.
Didn't make it. So
good call. Good goal line stance too.
Buffalo got the ball back
on the 1.
On the 1, and it was,
now you could have downed the ball in the end zone and taken a safety.
Right?
Would you have?
No, you just get it out.
You do the most basic play, which is the quarterback sneak. All it is an exchange from the center to the quarterback.
Because they always saying how difficult it is to play in Buffalo in the cold. Well, Buffalo got to play in it too. And he not
yesterday. I mean, the ball.
The exchange didn't
No
work.
Saquon. No Saquon.
And he lost the fumble. They recovered it in the end zone. So now Minnesota's up, but up by 3.
Right.
So now they kick the ball off to Buffalo.
30-27.
They kick it off Buffalo. Josh go do what
Josh
Josh
redeems
do.
himself.
He goes, does it
He's
himself.
a super quarterback.
Get the field goal. We go to overtime.
And they kick it 30-30 Buffalo and Minnesota.
Right.
30-30.
Minnesota gets the ball first, but again, he gets the ball first, go down. Kirk Cousins stinks it up.
Incredible pass. Kirk Cousins.
That's why nobody's picking Kirk Cousins as an MVP.
He's 8-1. He's 8-1.
Or that they're going to win a Super Bowl.
You can't disrespect him. This is Bishop and Luann's team.
This is why.
This is Bishop
I'm
and
telling
Luann's
you can't
team.
Trust Kirk.
Those
Kirk
are our
Cousins.
friends.
You can't trust Kirk Cousins. You cannot. You should
They're
not.
8-1.
Yeah.
What is not to trust about that?
What you talking about?
They're 8-1. So what happens is Jarrell's. It's in overtime, and Kirk take them down. They get 3 points, and man, Buffalo's driving as well in the end zone.
In the end zone.
It's an interception. Josh Allen is picked off to end the game. Minnesota pulls it out. What people are calling this was a classic, 33-30.
Oh, it was a good game, and I picked it up after because they played at 1. This game was at 1 o'clock too, Glenn.
Yeah,
along with the Dolphins. So I picked it up
and
at the end, like in the fourth quarter.
And if you had regular TV, Kirk Menefee came on and said, "Oh, we gotta go to another game. We can't stay on the Buffalo game. We've got to." And people were PO'd.
What? Man, you can't.
You're not like me and Jarrell, and you don't have means to watch all the football games.
Right.
You had to switch over.
Can
you believe they missed that?
Bro, you had to abide by the TV guards and do the switch. And that's ridiculous. When it's a game, when it's 2 top of the division game teams, and they playing like that,
dude,
man,
you keep it there.
That other team,
that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer.
It's just the third quarter. The other team.
This is how the owners have it.
Or you can split screen it.
This is how the owners have it.
Right.
This is how the league has it.
But again, you could split.
So that they share TV time and revenue. They're sharing revenue.
That's why people cut the cable. This is why people cut the cable. But for this game, this was a good game. Again,
classic.
Minnesota 33.
Buffalo 30.
Buffalo 30.
Great game.
With Buffalo losing, Glenn, guess who's
top
of the
AFC East? The Miami Dolphins.
What?
At 7-3.
Who?
The Miami Dolphins.
Say it ain't so.
At 7-3.
Who would have thought? At 10 games in.
Buffalo drops to 6-3.
10 games in.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thunk it? Come on, man.
And there we are.
There we are. We a problem, bro. Because they all talk about, we got to travel to Buffalo.
So
we got to travel to Buffalo. We got to travel to New England and stuff, which two own New England, regardless.
Listen, Tyreek Hill bought a swag with him when he came from the Midwest.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill bought this thing with him that made these guys believe in themselves all the more.
Yeah.
And the combination of him and Waddle and
Gesicki.
I think Gesicki, oh my God, Gesicki, I love you, Gesicki.
Yeah.
They have this thing
and
going.
Now the running backs and now
Mostert. These are young guys. These are young guns, baby.
It's a problem.
They're hungry.
Y'all don't like it. It's true. Send us a
These
song.
are young guns.
So we're gonna go. And this was a good game. Also, Glenn, you had Detroit 31 and Chicago 30.
I went with the Bears.
You went with the Bears. I went with Detroit.
You lucked up. You lucked up.
Offense, bro.
Their
offense is ridiculous.
You lucked up.
No, I did not. How did I
lucked up? You lucked up.
Okay. I still got the dub. And just this young man, Justin Fields, man, he's doing it with his legs. He's also doing it in the air.
12 of 29, 167 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 INT.
What did he rush for?
He rushed for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns yesterday.
Right.
He is lighting the NFL up. I don't feel bad.
But this is the thing.
Because he lit us up last week.
But in the L, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the thing. I have a problem with 13 carries. I don't know if they was stripped it or unstripped it, the 13. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So But I just think for a quarterback, especially in this type of offense with them in a rebuilding mode, he needs to be careful with the 13 carries.
Chicago?
Yeah.
Is in a rebuilding mode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Jared Goff, he was 19 of 26, 236 yards, and one touchdown.
Jared Goff.
He is. I'm telling you, man. Detroit offensively is right there. The defense is horrible.
Is that what it is?
Their defense is horrible.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I picked that because I knew what Chicago was and what it was not. So also we Denver 10 and the Tennessee Tannehills. Where he played, and they won that game 17-10.
So, what happens to Russell Westbrook?
He go home to Sierra. I don't care. Damn, that's done him, man. He's the same. No, I'm just kidding. But he's the same old Russell that was in Seattle. Man, there's nothing.
They were up 10-0. The Broncos were.
Okay.
And the Titans left them with the same 10 points.
With the same 10 points. You cannot score. It's something inept about your offense. And yes, the quarterback gets the brunt of the blame. But it's more. I watched a little bit of it, and it's not. It's
not Russell's fault.
It's the whole thing. The whole thing just. They might need to chunk the offensive scheme.
He's got to look like he cares. When they lose like that. You know how they put the professional face on?
It's a lot of losing, though. That's a lot of losing.
He's got to look like he cares.
But when you're not used to that, too, Glenn, you don't know how to do that.
He's numb.
You don't know how to do that. So, again, Tennessee, Tannehill, 17, and the Broncos, 10. You had the Jacksonville Jaguars, 27, and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Jacksonville Jaguars, 17, and the Chiefs, 27. We picked the Chiefs in that one. We kind of seen that one coming. Mahomes is Mahomes.
He's a remarkable athlete and quarterback and leader for this Kansas City team. And then you just cannot. What Andy Reid has done with the Chiefs,
yeah,
and what they're doing in Kansas City, is remarkable, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I still think it's phenomenal. I just think, and then not knocking on Patrick Mahomes or nothing, but what Andy Reid did with Alex Smith.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? With
right.
Alex Smith.
Right.
They was contenders.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and again, not knocking Patrick or anything, but I just think Andy Reid is
it's
one
his
of
system.
Those, his system.
And the way he coaches.
The way he coaches.
The guys respond to him.
Regardless.
They play for him, man.
I heard something one time that Andy Reid don't even talk to rookies. He don't talk to rookies until you're not a rookie. Not because you in your second year, but your game is not rookie-ish anymore. But he won't even speak to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you're useless, for the most part of the conversation. But you got Houston 16 and the New York Football Giants, Glenn, 24. And, our boy Saquon, he did his thing on yesterday with 35 carries, 152 yards, one touchdown. Is that a lot of carries for a running back, you think?
When you've got a workhorse like Saquon Barkley, this was their game plan. And they pounded away at the lowly Houston Texans until they gave in.
Well, you got the quarterback for the New York Football Giants, Daniel Jones. He only threw 17 times.
17 passes. 17. He was 13 of 17 though. Man, an incredible quarterback rating, 153 for Daniel Jones. He had 2 touchdowns.
You only threw the ball 17 times.
Yeah, but he completed 13 of those.
Yeah,
that's pretty good,
bro. Who throws under 25 times a game?
They do. When you got Saquon Barkley, that's what you do.
Bro, that's crazy. But thank God for Saquon then. But 35 carries, you don't think that's a lot?
No. This is what they know. They know the workload that he can. They know what he can bear. They know how much he can bear.
But you know he's
like
been
Jesus.
fragile, though, Glenn, in the past. You know he's been fragile, right?
He's back.
Back
He's
from
back.
what? From being fragile?
Yeah.
We never knew. We only had a glimpse of what Saquon could do. But, again, I understand he probably trusts the knee now. They know more than we do. But, again, it's
Right.
35 times. I don't think he runs like that. He shouldn't run like that.
Okay.
But they got the W, and they're now 7-2.
Right.
7-2
In the NFC East.
In the NFC East. After Philly, before Dallas, the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
You had it going like that at the beginning of the year?
No. Nobody saw the NFC East being this good. These teams being this good. I know I certainly didn't. I thought that New York was headed for another mediocre year, which, but as long as you got Saquon, you got a chance to win.
Okay.
And that team, the New York Football Giants, they've got a new outlook on life. And
new head coach.
Yeah.
Fired up.
Mm-hmm.
He put he put some tongue lashing on one of the offensive linemen that jumped outside that got a touchdown call back. Man, I'm like, I ain't never get yelled at like that growing up. But also, man, you had New Orleans 10 and the Pittsburgh Steelers 20. You went with Pittsburgh, I went with New Orleans. I just didn't know which way to go, and I kind of flipped on that one because Pittsburgh is starting a rookie, and New Orleans has Andy Dalton.
Yeah, but I told you Mike would find a way to do it. And he did.
I guess, man, I didn't get a chance to watch that or glimpse at that one, but Pittsburgh pulled it out. Here in a stunner now, we talked about this last week, Glenn, that Saturday is the new Sunday. Jeff Saturday is the new head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, and they went into the Raiders, Las Vegas, and got a dub 25-20, man. And he actually started Matty Ice, which we heard that he was done for the year. He was benched and everything. But Jeff Saturday went in there and said, I know this dude. I seen this dude. He can do it. I'm going to go ahead and put him in. So he came in. Matty Ice came in. Matt Ryan came in, and 21-28, 222 yards, 1 touchdown. And also, Glenn, he had like a 39-yard quarterback scramble that took so long. Matty Ice is so slow.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Matt Ryan is so – I'm like, this run is taking forever. But he ran – it was for 39 yards. I don't know
embarrassing.
I don't know where everybody was, bro.
Yeah. How embarrassing is this to the Raiders organization?
Oh.
That the team that's in the most disarray in the National Football League, the Indianapolis Colts,
right,
comes to your place and beats you.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about that, what you're saying, I'm just piggybacking on what you're saying, the Raiders last year was in disarray. I mean, just totally firing people, da-da-da-da.
Yeah. That was a bad year for them.
And they made the playoffs last year.
Wait, listen, let's see. It's not the same. This is Derek Carr.
Derek,
sorry.
Continue.
To finish that, sorry for being emotional. I'm just pissed off about some of the things, that a lot of us try and do just to practice what we put our bodies through just to sleep at night.
Wow.
And for that to be the result of all that effort pisses me off. Pisses a lot of guys off. It's hard knowing what some guys are doing. Like I said, just to practice what they're putting in their body just to sleep at night. Like, just so we could be there for each other.
What is he talking about?
And I wish everybody in that room felt the same way about this place. And as a leader, that pisses me off.
Oh, my God.
I'm being honest.
That was Derek Carr's post-game interview.
Basically, what he's saying is the effort that majority of the people in that locker room is putting in is not.
It's piss poor.
Is everybody ain't giving like they're giving, and when I listen to that, I'm thinking he's.
Didn't he make
about,
some type of reference to them taking something to go to sleep at night?
Yeah, I mean, but that's every day. I've heard over the past.
Why did that part come out?
Because I mean, a lot of people don't understand the sacrifices and the pain.
So they saying the dedication and the extremes that they go to
just to play
through
on
the
Sundays
play.
and just to do practices. So
and then to get out there and lose.
Right, but I think what he was
really
talking
makes
about,
him mad.
What I think he was pissed off about is Josh McDaniels.
Mm-hmm.
Is his method, because everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, and this is the result we get. That's coaching. To me, that's what he was talking about.
Okay.
Because last year, again, I mentioned that they was in disarray and they fired John Gruden and they had a replacement and they played for that guy. You know, blood, sweat,
the guy who replaced.
And then in the offseason, they improved their roster. You know, and then you come in and we 2-7.
Right.
That's what I've heard. But he was definitely upset. He definitely was emotional about, you know, just like what you said. You know, Indy coming in here with a ESPN head coach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
speaking of Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, and Matt Ryan. You know that was just benched. And this is what we do, and this is how we end up. So, yeah, I understand he's mad, but I really think, to me, I think he was really just talking about all the stuff that these guys in this locker room put forward, and this is what we get. This is the result. You got to do better. Got to do better. I think it was references to the coach. So, my thing is send McDaniels, send him back to New England. That's where he strives at anyway under Bill Belichick. Everywhere else he went, he done stunk up the joint. He went to Denver, stunk it up. He was supposed to go to Indy, backed out of Indy, and now he's over with the Raiders and making the Raiders look bad. So that's my point, and that's what I think he's talking about. So the next game, Glenn, is probably one of the I liked it and then I didn't. Dallas 28 and Green Bay Packers 31 in overtime. We both went with the Dallas Cowboys. Just to see Dallas lose is a great thing, but to see Aaron win is something totally different. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan of Aaron Rodgers, but they ended up pulling it off in overtime. It was some questionable calls throughout the game, not going in Dallas' favor, but Dallas loses in a tight one.
Yeah, it was overtime. 31-28, they lost. Their coach goes back to Lambeau Field, Mike McCarthy. Mm-hmm. And the people in Green Bay were really glad to see Coach McCarthy. Mm-hmm. Some of the players, he still has ties. I think he still has a home in Wisconsin.
Maybe.
And so it was part that and they showed him before the game walking around the field. He loves it there. But to lose like they lost yesterday had to hurt them.
Right.
Had to really, really sting. Like you said, some of those calls were questionable. Dak was 27 of 46. He had 3 touchdowns, but Jarrell, he had 2 interceptions as well.
Off the rip. And they're always his fault.
Ugly.
Yeah. So, but they had a good running game, and that's what. And again, I'm talking Green Bay, and that was the one thing. Is like the same thing I was kind of saying with Tom Brady. It's like you don't have the receiving group. You don't have these guys in Green Bay. They're learning. They're getting it together and stuff. And we don't really need. I ain't gonna say we don't really need Aaron Rodgers, but we don't need you to be Aaron Rodgers. Let us run the ball.
Well,
once they start running the ball, Glenn,
yeah,
that's when they came effective.
Aaron Jones, 24 carries, 138 yards.
There you go.
But the receiving core, some guy named Christian Watson.
Oh, he came out. He was 3 touchdowns, killing them. So at this point, you got Aaron Rodgers. He was 14 of 20, Glenn. You throw the ball 20 times.
That's great.
That's 3 times more than Jones did with the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's when you trust your running game. You just kept pounding. And one of the weaknesses of that good Dallas Cowboy defense is their run defense. They're terrible against the run. So why wouldn't you attack the running? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy. Dallas is now 6-3, and Green Bay is 4-6. Going to next week. And then in the nightcap, Glenn, I thought was I'm sorry. We got Arizona 27 and the Los Angeles Rams 17. Both of the starting quarterbacks didn't play in that game, and that was a snoozer.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a snoozer. But in the nightcap, you got the Chargers 49ers 22, and the Los Angeles Chargers 16. Did you get a chance to watch this one?
Yes, I watched some of it. And Christian McCaffrey is a really good pickup for the San Francisco 49ers. Once that offense gets rolling and they figure each other out,
right,
that's going to be a really, really nice offense and defense. So San Francisco's got a good team. They've got the talent there against this Chargers team. I don't know what was going on with the Chargers team. It's Justin Herbert. You think he's healthy?
I just think they got film on you at this point. And you're only going to go so far if you can't if you don't get more people around you.
Yeah, I was going to say a bunch of his receivers are out too as well. So, but again, that San Francisco offense is nice, coupled with a nasty defense when they want to be, and they eked out a 6-point win yesterday over the Chargers. Tonight's game.
Yeah, tonight's game, the Eagles will try to keep their unbeaten streak alive against the Washington football team, Glenn. And they are an 83% chance of winning that game.
They're playing in Veterans Stadium.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always not good. And I think Philly, the 76ers won last night, and Embiid hit for like 59. And now they got Philly. Oh, right. Them cats. I don't even think they go to work. I don't even think they work in
Philadelphia
right now.
Yeah, nobody's at work.
Because the Flyers, not the Flyers, but Philly, the baseball team was just in the World Series.
Right.
They ain't been to work since probably.
It's been a while.
It's been
a couple of weeks.
Yeah, man, since they've been at work. So, but you got Carson Wentz going to be starting tonight, and Hurts going to be on the other side for Philly. It's going to be – I picked Philly to win, but I want Philly to lose because they still got this unbeaten streak that I only want the Miami Dolphins to have. So let's go Washington football team. And if, Glenn, let me say this. If the Washington football team wins tonight, I will call them by their new nickname.
The Commanders. Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
So
that's good. So I have Philly tonight too as well.
Yeah. And what time that game start? That game
8:15.
8:15, man.
Tonight
on ESPN.
On ESPN.
Y'all check it out. It's definitely going to be a good game. So again, like I say, me and Glenn's pick for this week. Glenn went 6-7. I went 7-6. Overall, Glenn is 115-75 and 1. I'm 114-76 and 1. Also got some Deshaun Watson news, Glenn.
Deshaun Watson will be able to begin practicing on November 14th.
That's today.
He a full 2 weeks before his suspension ends, and he is eligible to be reinstated on November 28th. The earliest that he see the field is Week 13 against his former team, the Houston Texans. That's Deshaun Watson news. You looking forward to seeing him under center for the Browns?
I am, but I'm also looking forward to Deshaun Watson, the man. Has he gotten help? Has he moved on
From the massage parlors.
from the massage therapist stuff? Just that in itself is more important to me.
Mm-hmm.
But do I want to see him on the football field? Absolutely, because he probably been out of football, Glenn, what, about 3 years now?
You know what would be great when he goes to opposing teams' field and everybody has on towels.
Dude, it's gonna be. Listen, it's gonna be horrible for him. He's just gonna have to get.
Everybody's
ready.
gonna wear towels.
He's gonna have to get ready for all kind of signs, all kind of protests, people protesting outside.
So you're
all
Cleveland.
kinda-
Do you
kinda-
play him?
Yeah, because you paid him.
Because you paid him, yeah.
Is you crazy?
Get out there.
Yeah, he gonna play. You gotta. Hey, bro.
They're gonna protest Cleveland, bro. Every game they do, every game he does, there's gonna be protesters.
Absolutely, and rightly so. They got the right to protest and got the right to do all.
How long
the
you
things.
think it'll last?
This year?
Just this year?
Yeah, just this year.
Because
You
Michael
know,
Vick is on football. Michael Vick is on the Fox crew.
he on everything.
He does good too.
Yeah,
I like Michael Vick.
Yeah. I
And
still
just
got
years ago,
I
Peter
still
was
got my
after
issue.
Michael Vick. Peter wanted to hang it
I still got my issues with him, but
because he
that's
didn't
just-
speak to you
Yeah, he
in
didn't
Tampa.
speak. So, also, man, the NCAA football. Again, they're gonna have their show, the college bowl show on tomorrow.
College
They'll
football
pick-
playoff show.
Yeah. So, but this is the AP poll we got, Glenn. You got Georgia still at number 1, Ohio State number 2, Michigan number 3, number 4 is TCU, number 5 is Tennessee, number 6 is LSU, number 7 is USC, number 8 is Alabama, number 9 is Clemson, and number 10 is Utah. And why Oregon is not in the top 10 like they was last week, Glenn, because they took an L.
They did.
Washington 37, and Oregon 34.
Yeah.
Man, any given Saturday, bro.
Anyone you
Given
can go down.
Saturday. Also, on Saturday, you got Colorado 17 and USC 55. Indy 14. Ohio State 56. Missouri 24, and Tennessee 66. See, Tennessee was mad getting whooped by Georgia, so they just put it on Mizzou. You had LSU 13, Arkansas 10. That was a good game. Michigan 34, Nebraska 3. You had Alabama 30 and Ole Miss 24. I thought Ole Miss was going to get them again, and that we would have never seen
Lane
Alabama.
Kiffin, I don't know what happened in the last 5 minutes of that game, but Ole Miss gave that game to Alabama, and Alabama always lucks out. They lucked up and won that game. That
Yeah.
was a good game.
It was. Clemson 31 and Louisville 16. UCF 38 and Tulane 31.
Tulane, never wear those uniforms ever again.
Oh, that was horrible.
Ever again.
It was
Please
terrible.
don't wear that uniform ever again.
You had the University of Georgia, UGA, 45, and Mississippi State 19. Florida State 38 and Syracuse.
Man,
3.
they killed Syracuse.
Yeah.
Syracuse was 6-0 to start the season off, and they've dropped 4 straight now after losing to the Seminoles, who are ranked. They were number 23 coming into this game, 38-3. Jarrell, no mercy from the Seminoles
So you had the University of Miami 35, Georgia Tech
in Atlanta.
14, FAMU, Glenn's place of travels, 21, and Alabama State 14, BCU 14, and Alcorn State 17. We had some high school things, and sometimes some unfortunate things happen too, Glenn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that set up the FAMU BCU. It's Classic Week, which is why I got my FAMU stuff on right now. FAMU 8-2, and BCU is going to be 2-8, and two programs headed in opposite directions. So this Saturday at Camping World Stadium, I think it's at 3:00. It's the Florida Classic. So, but high school football playoffs, man, it was did Seminole over Mandarin?
I didn't get it.
All right, it was Titusville losing to Palm Bay 44-27. Boone loses to Apopka 17-3. Jones 29, Wekiva 14. We'll talk about that game when I finish. Coco 52, Dunellen 6, and it was Osceola squeaking out a win over D-Land 30-28. Edgewater all over First Coast 57-6. Steinbrenner out of Tampa loses to West Orange 35-0. It was Ocoee over Durant 42-27. Eastlake, which is out in Clearmont, 31-20 over Olympia. Sorry, Olympia. And last but not least, our Melbourne Bulldogs 28, Centennial 16.
That BCU game, FAMU game, is this Saturday at 2:30.
2:30. The violence that happened, the shooting that took place at the end of the Wekiva and Jones playoff game, one person shot and killed, 2 wounded. Another goes to the hospital. Jarrell, what is going on?
I have no idea.
19-year-old man, young man, killed at Jones High School.
Right, and it from what I understand, Glenn, it was over an argument, and everything, and they arrested 4 other juveniles. That same night, and within that, they say that one of them was the shooter in that incident. So you have a bunch of families, man, affected this weekend over an argument.
Right.
And, you know, one is possibly going to jail, if not the death penalty, for either the rest of his life, going to jail the rest of his life, or if they see that he needs to be sentenced to death in Florida.
Yeah, and the other 19-year-old Jermaine, I think his name is Jermaine. I'll grab his last name too, but just
senseless.
It's senseless, man. It's really senseless. Jermaine Patrick Brown is the deceased.
Oh, okay.
19 years old.
Right. And just trying to enjoy a semi-rivalry.
Yeah.
You know, it's Edgewater. I mean, I'm sorry.
No.
It's Jones and
Wekiva.
Evans.
No,
I'm saying the true rivalry is like Jones and Evans. You know what I'm saying? But Jones and Wekiva, this is the thing. It's like the schools are, you know, they're out of each other's neighborhood, if you will.
Well, and then too, it's like Jones looks like they're not supposed to beat Wekiva, and they put it on them.
Well, why would you say that? Jones been playing good ball.
Because of the schools, the way that they look, and like you said, the neighborhoods are worlds apart.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's like is I don't understand the beef, other than, you know, hey, we in playoff game. But I don't know what the argument was about. But what I'm saying is like it's not your traditional rivalry like Jones and Evans is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it is. But again, man, come on, guys. It's just football. It's just entertainment. It's anything can be talked over and talked out, or just walk away.
Yeah.
You know
and just saying that too. It's not something that's an isolated incident. That's because just yesterday at the University of Virginia, a young man shot and killed 4 people.
Right.
4, Jarrell.
Right. So I don't understand it. And
crazy, man.
It's the impact of the incident of the people that was just attending the game. You know, I don't know if y'all ever heard gunshots before, but it's distinct. You know what I'm saying? And then when it goes into flesh, it's distinct. It can be mentally challenging after seeing something
to
like
recover.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely, hopefully, preferably, and I know OCPS is on their job, so I know they got grief counselors at both schools today to talk with the kids and parents. If you need that, I'm pretty sure they can help you find some assistance to be able to deal with.
Yeah, we're praying for that
the loss.
situation.
You got to pray for that situation, man. Everybody involved in that situation, even the shooter, we need to pray for them because that's somebody's child that did that. So we need to pray for his family to be able to endure what they're gonna have to endure, the ridicule. Thank you. That they're gonna be hearing about his son and all this stuff that they're gonna be hearing. They definitely need the strength to be able to endure this situation. So
I'm gonna wait till the facts come out, so I'll see
what
what's
we
going
do
on.
here, Glenn, we pray for each other.
Yeah,
we pray for each other, and definitely gonna do that. And then on last night in the NBA, Glenn, we had OKC 145, and the New York Knickerbockers 135. You had Minnesota 129, Cleveland 124, Memphis 92, and Washington 102. You had Utah 98 and Philly 105, Denver 126, Chicago 103, Golden State 115, and Sacramento 122. Man, Golden State is struggling. You hear me? They're struggling. And then you had Brooklyn 103 and the Los Angeles Lakers, your team, Glenn, 116, man. Mm-hmm. So definitely, guys, we got a lot of sports going on, and we definitely want to keep y'all in the loop of that, and we'll be good. You got anything, bro?
No, man, I'm good, man.
All right, man. Y'all check us out on Friday, same bat time, same bat channel. You listen to Sports View with the crew. You inside the man cave.
I'm Glenn, all good.
See ya.
Sports View with the Crew is a presentation and production of WOKB 1680 AM Sports. Follow us on Twitter